Hello and welcome to your favorite nautical authoritative, NIMASA This Week, the voice of maritime. NIMASA This Week is brought to you every week by the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, the nation's apex regulator and promoter of the entire scope of what you know as maritime and shipping. My name is Ubogisian and I will be your guide on this voyage.
My name is Chief Dr. George Moralo.
Senator Binta Masi Garba.
Is Rollins McFoy, the President of Women in Maritime Nigeria.
You are watching NIMASA This Week.
You are watching NIMASA This Week.
NIMASA This Week, the voice of maritime.
The voice of maritime.
The voice of the maritime industry.
The voice of the maritime.
NIMASA This Week, the voice of maritime, showing on these stations.
Welcome back. It's still NIMASA This Week, the voice of maritime. Today on the program, we're going to be talking about the NIMASA modular floating dock. And there can be no better person to shed significant light on the ongoing series of progressive actions being taken by the agency to ensure that the floating dock becomes fully operational within the next couple of months. And that is the Director General, Dr. Bashir Jamo. So on the DJ's Diary today, you're going to be listening to the DJ as he painstakingly sheds light on the floating dock since its acquisition in 2018, its current status, and how soon we can expect to see the floating dock, dry docking vessels right here in Nigeria, plus our other regulars. So if you're ready, it's anchors away.
Our world-class Maritime Experience Center is now live, announcing Maritime Stakeholders Experience Contact Center, MSECC, where you'll get simple, fast, and tailored solutions to all your maritime challenges on maritime safety, maritime labor, marine pollution, search and rescue, cabotage issues, ship registration, training and certification, and other maritime-related issues. Contact us via the polling channels 23401-630-9590. Email us at contactcenter@nimasa.gov.ng, info@nimasa.gov.ng. Chat with us www.nimasa.gov.ng and on Facebook at NIMASA Official. Let's resolve all your maritime related issues.
From the time I assumed office till date, we are working on floating dock. That's what you don't know. The floating dock was built, and there is installation. So when they built and brought it here, there ought to be an installation. That installation part has not been done. So it's not that we are sleeping, or we are not doing anything, or we are holding on. We are doing so many things simultaneously. Recently, I have given example of what floating dock is all about. I have distinguished the floating dock with a car. Car is something that you can enter showroom, pay the money, take the key, kick the car, drive the car, and go to your own way. From here, you can go to Abuja. From here, you can go to Maiduguri. But ship or floating dock is not like that. There are processes and procedure. It's like AC. If you procure AC, you have to install the AC. First of all, you have to get the space where you're going to install the AC. Second, you have to get the pipe. Third, you have to get the cable. 4, you have to get the electricity. And then 5, you have to get the socket. If there is no socket, there is nowhere you can plug the AC. The AC will not work. If there is no power, light, there's no way the AC can work. You will say you have AC, but it won't work. If you don't have where to mount it, the AC will not work. So if you go to the floating dock, there are cranes. If the cranes are not working, you cannot work with the floating dock. The engine, it has engine. If the engine is not start, it cannot work. The generators, if the generators are not working, it cannot work. If it can move, you cannot work. So this is the first stage. So the first thing we have to do, we call them in, the manufacturers of floating dock. Come, you deliver this floating dock and you did not install it. We have to know the workability of the cranes. We have to know the workability of the engine. We have to know the workability of the generators. Everything must be in place. And then above all, the floating dock is not a ship that is moving. You have to clip it, you have to put it. As we are talking now, the dolphin we are going to put in the whole Nigeria, you cannot get the equipment that can put that dolphin into our own sea for you to clip the floating dock, the whole Nigeria. You go and ask. You go to the floating dock and see. The whole Nigeria, we have to do temporary importation of the equipment from Netherlands to come only purposely to put the dolphin and take it back to Netherlands. The whole Nigeria, you don't have it. That is number one. Number two, the location. The first thing that came was the issue of going to Niger Delta. We discovered that we don't have the draft. Two, the issue of commercialization. We don't have, people don't have the competence to go there. So many other things. On this alone, we spent 8 months to convince the authorities to give us approval to commence the operations with this floating dock in Nigeria, in Lagos. That's number two. Now, as we are talking, I am just coming back from Abuja to get the consent and agreement of the people that they will give us a location where we can place the floating dock. Till now, we don't have location. Like you have AC in your room, you don't have even where to fix it. And then the other thing is, it has been there since 2018, remember. Nobody worked it, nobody started, nobody tested, nobody do anything about it. So we have to bring the domain engineers, they came here several times from Netherlands. We have to bring Israelis to come here and work with it. So we are not sleeping. It's not that we are delaying. Now, above all, the modular floating dock is not something that you can give anybody to kill. The position we want to put modular floating dock, the same position 3-4 years ago, MPA removed their own dead there. We came, we saw the modular floating dock for MPA working. Everybody here among you know that the modular floating dock was there with the dolphins standing. Today is no more. Who did it? Mismanagement of government resources. We said no. We came here, we had meeting with Adiza. And we were problating whether the management that managed her own floating dock can manage our own floating dock. I told her black and white, they killed your own, they can't kill my own. They destroy your floating dock, mine cannot be destroyed. We learned from that particular concept. We say, okay, let's go to put PPP arrangement. We will get a managing partner who has experience, who has the technical know-how, who has the with that to bring customers. It's one thing for you to have floating dock, and it's another for you to have confidence of the people to come and bring their own ships. If you are not comfortable with mechanic, you can't carry your car to a mechanic. So what we have is a floating dock that can repair ships. If you don't have the integrity and you don't have the technical know-how, the operators, they know nobody will carry his ship there. So should we carry the modular? So all this one, we have to go to ICRC. While we are trying to start the modular floating dock, we go to ICRC. It's a process, it's a procurement process. They have to give us, first of all, they have to check the PPP arrangement you want to do. Is it doable? Is it bankable? Is it profitable? If they tell us, if they find all this one in affirmative, then they will say, okay, go ahead. We got the go ahead. They gave us certificate. After that, we have to go and develop the business case on that. If this one, you have to advertise. People must bid. You have to go to the bid. After bidding, you select the best. After selecting the best, you develop business case. Everybody must know his share. You are managing partner. What are your responsibility? What you are supposed to provide? After that, then me that I own it, what am I supposed to provide? And what is the cost? What is the percentage of my own money? That is government. Then the person that is giving us the space, the office space, the workshop, what is the value of his own asset? Then we will now come with the business case. So after that, they will give us no objection. After that, we will now take it to the mother ministry. They will now look at it, evaluate everything, and take it to the Federal Executive Council, because it's now a public property. It's not NIMASA property. It has to go to the Federal Executive Council. Federal Executive Council must approve. So the issue of floating dock, when you people write, I laugh. What you need to do is to come and sit down and learn what is the problem. Nobody is sleeping for the past 2 years. The procurement cycle, sometimes in this country, you have to spend 1 year. Everybody knows that there is a problem with the procurement cycle. So we are looking for the best for the country. At the same time, we are working to see the modular floating dock itself work. Working to see that we find the right place, appropriate place for putting the modular floating dock. Working hard to make sure that we get people that can handle this like a private entity. We get our profit, we send it to the government. We shouldn't take it to our own friends and cronies. No, everybody that have investment come and invest. At a later date, we will put it in the stock exchange. It will become a public property, and everybody owns share and manage it well.
Our world-class Maritime Experience Center is now live, announcing Maritime Stakeholders Experience Contact Center, MSECC, where you'll get simple, fast, and tailored solutions to all your maritime challenges on maritime safety, maritime labor, marine pollution, search and rescue, cabotage issues, ship registration, training and certification, and any other maritime-related issues. Contact us via the following channels: 23401 630 9590. Email us at contactcenter@nimasa.gov.ng, info@nimasa.gov.ng. Chat with us www.nimasa.gov.ng and on Facebook at NIMASA Official. Let's resolve all your maritime related issues.
The installation of floating dock is not an AC. They build it. You know how many years it takes to build that particular? Several years to build it. So along the line, they have another company called NIMASA. NIMASA, they are the contracting firm. Their men, they are the building firm. So when we get frustrated with NIMASA, we go back to the men. We say, look, if I'm buying wristwatch, I'm buying wristwatch to show time. And if you give me watch and it's not showing time, then it's not watch. If I buy a refrigerator, I buy a refrigerator for me to put water to get cold. If I put water, the water is not cold, the refrigerator is not working. So if I build modular floating dock, I build it to repair ships, and if it's not working, it's not working. So your integrity is at stake. We are holding you responsible. They say, yeah, you are right. So they abandon what they are doing, they come to Nigeria, they abandon whatever the other contractor is doing, whatever responsibility is between we and that contractor. They say, okay, yes, we agree. Our integrity is at stake now. We will make sure that this floating dock work. And thank God, today you go there. Please, before you write the report, go to the floating dock, inspect it. It's open. It's at the naval dockyard. It's not outside the Nigeria.
No, assessing it is not easy.
Well, I really don't know. If you tell me, I will give you staff. They will take you there. Don't worry. You snap picture, you do whatever you want to do there, and you interview the people that are working there. Yes, for security reasons, they will not allow you. But if you want, I will ask you, I will oblige you to go. They will tell you what they are doing. They will show you what they do. They will tell you we are not sleeping. Day in, day out. If there is any priority project before me now, is that modular floating dock, followed by the CBFF. You heard the minister saying that he's going to disburse it. I was there on Tuesday. We were working to see how we can move forward on disbursement. There are three issues there, which is under blue economy. Do you understand? Now, we have ship fleet expansion. The fleet expansion committee, they submitted their own report on Tuesday. Soon, minister will now pronounce the implementation committee and the timeline for the implementation. Number two is the ship repairs and shipbuilding. This is the ship repairs that we are doing. The shipbuilding, we say that we are asking demand to come and replicate one shipyard that they are doing somewhere in Kenya, in Nigeria, so that the continental shipyard in MPE cannot continue to be rotten. And then the third lab is the ship building, so which is the continental shipyard we are going to take over. So we have ship repairs and shipbuilding. Then we have fleet expansion. When you build, you expand the fleets. Do you understand? So with this, we will now have to go back to the drawing board. We conduct research. What type of vessel we need in our coastal waters? The men will be given the specifications of those vessels. For a number of times, we relegated our internal waters. Ships doesn't work in our inland waterways. We also conduct research. We are opening Lokoja office any moment from now. We will conduct research and development. We will see how we can develop our own inland waterways. We will see how we can now build the capacity and the fleet for our inland waterways. Then we will now build it and now continue. So this is what we are doing, and by God's grace, before the end of the years, you will be able to see the success that we are going to record on that.
The Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Dr. Bashir Jamo, has met with the new Consul General of the United States Mission, Mr. William Stevens, on the remarkable progress that Nigeria has made in the area of maritime security. The NIMASA boss was at an event in the Consul General's residence in Lagos, held to officially welcome him to Nigeria and attended by various stakeholders from the private sector, the community, civil society, and government officials. Jamo noted that maritime security will always be of priority concern to the agency, noting that it is the bedrock and guarantee of every meaningful shipping enterprise. The NIMASA DG also stated that NIMASA is aware of the dynamic nature of maritime security threats. As a result, deliberate actions must be taken to ensure the sustainability of its successes, including the formation of a coordinated whole-of-government strategy to handle maritime security concerns. Jamo, while commenting on this, said that the decline in piracy was a direct result of collaboration amongst national, regional, and non-regional stakeholders. On his part, the United States Consul General, Mr. William Stevens, reiterated that the United States and Nigeria have a proud maritime partnership of promoting peace, stability, and security in Africa. Stevens also applauded Nigeria for the remarkable drop in piracy in the nations and Gulf of Guinea waters, acknowledging the feat as record-breaking when compared to other troubled regions.
You're still watching NIMASA This Week, the Voice of Maritime. It's time for us to check out some of the nautical conversations making the rounds online. There's so much to talk about. As you can see online, there's so much going on. NIMASA modular floating dock, the issue of seafarers and their certificates of competency, amongst a host of other happenings. So you can continue the conversation. The DG's Twitter handle is @JamoBashir, as well as @NIMASA Official on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and on LinkedIn. However, when it comes to doing business in the Nigerian maritime domain, there are rules of the road, and NIMASA is the prefect. That simply means that NIMASA regulates what goes on in the shipping industry here in Nigeria. And we say to you, as always, to avoid running foul of these rules, make the NIMASA official website, showing presently on your screen, your first port of call. Thank you for watching today's episode of NIMASA This Week, the Voice of Maritime, and we hope that you have received significant clarification on how that critical asset of government, the NIMASA modular floating dock, is being readied for eventual deployment. A deployment that will no doubt augur well in our quest for the blue economy. You can rest assured that on NIMASA's part, the floating dock is a project we are certainly not abandoning, regardless of the challenges. After all, in the words of Thomas More, you wouldn't abandon a ship in the storm just because you couldn't control the winds. So, till I see you next time, my name remains Ubong Essien, and as always, I'm asking you to stay on course. Bye-bye.